Hi guys, it's Mr. Rug 92. I'm posting a video today on the 2011, basically it's now 2012, NFL playoffs. Let me look at the schedule. It might take me a second. I know we got the Steelers up against the Broncos for this first week here. For football fans that don't know, obviously everyone is a football fan, so everyone will know. Um, is the wild card round for both the AFC and the NFC. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Denver Broncos. Um, I'm going to go with. Um, it's tough. Reason why it's tough is because um, Big Ben Roethlisberger is playing hurt. Ryan Clark is not playing. Rashard Mendenhall tore his ACL. So it's going to be interesting. Um, oh, excuse me. But I think that the Steelers have what it takes to beat Denver. So I'm going to go with Denver. Um, I think that Tebow has been just a little bit exposed in the last week or two. Losing to Buffalo pretty bad. They lost this past week against the Chiefs pretty bad. So I think that Denver is probably going to lose. Um, and we'll say Pittsburgh will win that one. We got Pittsburgh going for that one. Cincinnati versus Houston. I'm going to go with Cincinnati. Um, I think they're more well-rounded of a team than Houston. Cincinnati's played really well this year, especially in games where they aren't predicted to win, and they're a very good underdog team. They're very young, very hungry. Two teams that are very young and very hungry, Cincinnati and Houston. So that's a good matchup. I think Cincinnati is going to win. Houston's very hungry. Also, they haven't really had much success in their franchise history. I think the success that they had this year is largely contributed to the fact that their um, division Indianapolis Colts, they did not have their star quarterback Peyton Manning. So I think Houston is going to win that one or lose that one, and I think Cincinnati is going to take the win. So I get Cincinnati over Houston, and Denver over and Pittsburgh over Denver. The winner of one game will play New England, and the winner of the other will play Baltimore. So it's going to be very interesting in that AFC, but those are my predictions. Cincinnati over Houston and Pittsburgh over Denver. Now, on to the NFC, we got Atlanta versus the Giants and Detroit versus the Saints. Detroit versus the Saints is just as good as any one of these matchups in here. I think that's going to be a very good matchup. Probably the best wild card matchup, best wild card game. I'll definitely be wanting to see that. And you got a Detroit team that is this franchise has had just tumultuous we'll say, or reign, or however you want to say it. Um, Barry Sanders is probably the only player that has really um, been good in Detroit. I mean, that's pretty sad, but they have really no um, franchise swagger, we'll say, like a um, Dallas Cowboys do, or Pittsburgh Steelers, or 49ers or Patriots. They don't have that whatsoever. The Saints have that. The Saints have that playoff swagger. They've been there. They've won a Super Bowl. They know what it takes to win. The Saints are also, keep in mind, last year Seattle beat them, and that run that Marshawn Lynch had made the crowd go up to hurricane loudness levels or something like that. Um, So that's gonna be a crazy, crazy game. It's in New Orleans. Um, I'm gonna go with the Saints just based on the fact that they have experience more so than Detroit does. Detroit has got a second-year quarterback in Matt Stafford who has had an amazing season. They also have um, a very young defense. Um, so I definitely think that um, New Orleans is got a bit of an advantage. I'm gonna go with New Orleans, um, and New Orleans is really probably the second best team in the NFL. So um, I'm gonna go with the Saints. Also, is the Atlanta Falcons up against the Giants. A lot of my friends are flagging me for saying the Giants are gonna win this game, but they've won 3 out of their last 4. They're starting to surge going in the playoffs again. I think Tom Coughlin has another playoff run in him, um, and he's basically fighting for his job, even though they're in the playoffs, which is ridiculous. But anyway, um, there's coaches far worse than him that still have their jobs, like Norv Turner, and and they still have their job, and uh, they're saying that um, Tom Coughlin should be fired, which is just stupid. But I'm not even a Giants fan, and that's how I feel about it. But anyway, um, I think that the Giants will win the game. Atlanta is known for not showing up in games, and I think this is a game where they won't. Um, they just came off a huge win against I can't remember, but anyway, they won by a wide margin, and I think that um, they are setting themselves up for failure again in the playoffs. And the Giants are a team where they really take advantage as a teams. They take advantage of teams that turn the ball over and do stuff like that, make miscues. One miscue and the Falcons are out of this game. Um, I just don't see the Falcons winning it. I'm not really that impressed with the Falcons. Really, they're not a team that really jumps out at me and I say, "Wow, this team's really really good." They're just they're just not that team yet. Um, so I mean, they're getting there, but it's not their time yet. So I got the Giants over the Falcons, Detroit over or the Saints over Detroit, Pittsburgh over Denver, and Cincinnati versus Houston. Let's hope that um, for my final, we're gonna go here for my final NFC Championship, AFC Championship. I'm gonna go with um, the Saints and Green Bay in the NFC, and I'm gonna go, which is a pretty easy pick, and I'm gonna go for New England and Baltimore in the AFC Championship. Um, and it could be New England and the Saints, or one out of the New England versus Baltimore in the AFC Championship, and the Saints and Packers in the NFC Championship. I could see either of those games going well. I could see. I'm sorry for the yawn. I'm sorry. Yeah, I could see either of those games going each other. Another towards one team or the other. So that's why I think those teams will go in. The matchups are interesting. Brady against Ray Lewis and the Ravens D. Um, and then you got the Green Bay Packers and the New Orleans Saints in a rematch of Week 1, which the Saints lost by a frickin' yard. So, I mean, who doesn't want to see that again? Who doesn't want to see a game where two high octane offenses, two high octane defenses, even though the Packers defense is blown this year compared to last year. I want to see those two games. That's what I predict. And comment on it. Let me know, guys, what you think. Who's your favorite team? Who do you think's going to be winning it all this year? All right, guys. Thanks. Sorry for the yawning.